My sin was heavy, but chains break at the weight of your glory. I needed shelter, I was an orphan. Now you call me citizen of heaven. When I was broken, you were my healing. Now your love is the air that I'm breathing. I have a future, my eyes are open. 'Cause when you call my name,
Good morning, everybody. It's the last day of what I call unsupervised. Matt Ryan will be taking over the Root of Men for the rest of the week, and I am going to sit in the background and just watch. How awesome is that? Anyway, we have a nice way to end the week, right? We got, for me, anyway. Oh, that's me. Never mind. Good morning. Chuck is on mine. He was on there really early. And Brian Flaming. Good morning, Brian. Ken Gooch is here. And Chris Conley commented here. He said, good morning. And also, Bert Reggian. According to this, I got 29 connections. 29. And 16 of them are from the Root of Greendale Facebook. So, good morning. Oh, no, it's YouTube. I'm sorry. Good morning from the Root of Greendale. You guys are representing today. What a beautiful day yesterday. I got to go out and do some yard work. I got my deck opened up. In the winter, we cover all the furniture to protect it from the winter. And the first thing I did is sit in one of the chairs. It's like a real fine weed wicker, and that fell through. Oh well, so much for the cover saving the chairs. They've lasted a long time, but it was very defeating, I guess would be the word I would use. You're 1 minute you're uncovering everything, getting it all set up nice and pretty, and then you sit on it, and the chair goes. Oh gosh, who else we got here? Dave Donnelly just came on. Good morning, Dave. And London came on. Good morning, London. All right, so we're glad you're all with us this morning. We are in 1 Corinthians 9. Just started this chapter 9, 1 through 12. Quick review. Paul has gone to the Corinthian church. It's a mess. He's gone through correcting all the weird sexual stuff that's going on there, and he's gone through all the eating meat with sacrifice to gods. He's gone through this litany of problems they have in this church, and they're not done. Then all of a sudden, we get in chapter 9 a totally different chapter. I mean, this one it pops up, and it'll lead you to think kind of like what I did. I think when I first read it, I go, "Oh, they're not happy with him. Am I not free? Am I not an apostle? Have I not seen Jesus our Lord? Are not you my workmanship in the Lord? If to others I am not an apostle, at least I am to you, for you are the seal of my apostleship in the Lord. This is my defense to those who would examine me. Do we not have to eat and drink? Do we not have the right to take along a believing wife, as do the other apostles and the brothers of the Lord and Cephas? Or is it only Barnabas and I that have no right to refrain from working for a living? Who serves as a soldier at his own expense? Who plants a vineyard without eating any of the fruit? Or who tends a flock without getting some of the milk? Do I say these things on a human authority? Does not the law say the same? For it is written in the law of Moses, you shall not muzzle an ox when it treads out the grain. Is it for the oxen that God is concerned? Does he not certainly speak for our sake? It was written for our sake, because the plowman should plow in hope, and the thresher should thresh in hope of sharing in the crop. If we have sown spiritual things among you, is it too much if we reap material things from you? If others share this rightful claim on you, do we not even more? Nevertheless, we have not made a use of this right, but we endure anything rather than put an obstacle in the way of the gospel of Christ. Okay, so Paul starts this chapter. I mean, we've gone through all the correction, and he starts out with a defense of his ministry, which I thought was of his apostleship, actually, even more than his ministry. Just the fact that And you almost kind of picture, it says, am I not an apostle? He's answering his doubters, right? Questions about his authority. Why do you think they're doing that? I read it yesterday. First thing I read is it's weird. It's like, he gives us all this correction. Then right in the middle of it, he puts this defense of his ministry on, the defense of his apostleship. He has been correcting them a lot. And I think, he talked about division and favoritism. He talked about sexual immorality, lawsuits, the misuses of freedom. Correction sometimes can lead to resistance. We know that. I mean, if you pull somebody on the side and say, you're doing this wrong, there's a good chance you're going to get an argument. In this culture of Corinth, it wasn't unusual for them to pay traveling preachers. Paul refused money. I mean, he made tents, right? And people started questioning his authority because he wasn't being paid. I realized that wasn't the reason. The reason was he was correcting them. But Paul's very gift to the church. If you think he was doing this because he knew it was self-sacrificing, and his very gift to the church in Corinth was being used against him at this time to undermine his ministry. That we can't help but believe that this is not that unusual. Paul, by his own admission, also in 1 Corinthians 2. Let me see if I got that here. I got that here somewhere. And I came to you, brothers. Did I not come proclaiming the testimony of God? I did not come proclaiming the testimony of God with lofty speech or wisdom. For I decided to know nothing among you except Jesus Christ and him crucified. And I was with you in weakness and in fear and much trembling. And my speech and my message were not plausible words of wisdom, but in the demonstration of the Spirit of power, so that your faith might not rest in the wisdom of men, but in the power of God. He did this. That was his plan all along. His plan was to come in weak and humble to a culture that is impressed by impressive speaking, status, social status, and strength. Some of the accusations probably, we don't have them written down, but it could have been as much as you're not a real apostle, right? Or maybe you're not impressive enough, or he's inconsistent, or he doesn't even deserve this authority. But he responds, the way he responds in this, he responds with the law, right? He responds telling the law allows them to get paid. So he's doing this. He wants them to know that this is something he's doing, not because he should or has to, because he wants to. He defends his calling, and he doesn't demand what he deserves. And I think that's the unusual part about this. I gave up my rights for your sake. He was being sacrificial. He was giving, and the people didn't seem to get it. And I think in that chapter, this whole chapter, he really is going to pursue that fact that this is a gift. This is something he's giving to God. He's giving to the people of Corinth. And I thought to myself as I was reading this, wow, has the church changed at all in 2,000 years? I look at truth and correction today can often bring varied reactions, but offense. How many people have left the church because the pastor says, no, that's not right? How many people have said, they gotten angry because they were told they were doing it, we need to do it a different way. Also, the suspicion, I mean, we've always, you hear the phrase all the time, too good to be true. It probably is. And so here's a guy that's doing this without a paycheck. doing this without any sort of support, and that people were suspicious of that, which is crazy. But I can't help but wonder if it was just the correction at this point, or was this church so far gone that any kind of movement would cause this kind of conflict. Today, we need to stand firm and stay humble. I think he talked about lofty speech or wisdom in the last paragraph chapter. Yeah, last chapter. And he talked about lofty speech or wisdom where it would use to puff up, right? Make you, and ego can be a dangerous thing in a church. That's why we ask us to stay humble. But then he said, but really the key to the thing is don't let opposition distract you from what your goal is. Paul's got a mess here going in Corinth. We know that. And I'm not sure that it ever got fixed. 2 books and a lot of hard words. And he's still going to go at it, though. He's not giving up. Those books became a part of our canon. Those books were so important, such important theology that they couldn't be excluded, no matter how bad the church was, right? I pray that this was a blessing to you. Oh, let's see if anybody else came on. I don't know that even how to read that. AJ, good morning, and good morning to you too. All right. I think that's all I got. And you know what? I'm done for the week. So now you guys get some real entertainment. All right. I'm just kidding. All right. Have a firmly rooted day, gentlemen. And may someone see Jesus in you today. Peace.